They say God could have ended Lucifer in a heartbeat, but he didn't, and that single decision changed the destiny of heaven, earth, and every soul that would ever exist. This isn't just a story about rebellion. It's about why perfect power chose patience. When Lucifer fell, heaven didn't just lose an angel. It lost trust. Imagine being surrounded by light, and then watching that light turn against its own source. Lucifer wasn't just any being. He was brilliance itself, once called morning star. But pride whispered, and he listened. Now, here's the part most never ask. What if God had destroyed him instantly? Wouldn't that have ended rebellion before it spread? It seems logical. But imagine what the angels would have seen. Lucifer challenges God's fairness, and then vanishes in divine fire. Would that have looked like justice or fear? You see, Lucifer didn't rebel with a sword. He rebelled with words. He accused. He questioned. He planted doubt. He claimed that love under God's rule wasn't love at all, that it was control disguised as holiness. If God had struck him down, it would have proven Lucifer's point. That's why God didn't destroy him, not out of weakness, but wisdom. God knew that truth cannot be proven in silence. It must be witnessed. If he had erased Lucifer instantly, heaven would have obeyed, yes, but not out of love, out of fear. And fear can produce order, but never devotion. So God chose patience, not because he couldn't act, but because justice without understanding isn't justice at all. Heaven became the courtroom, the universe, the witness. Lucifer's rebellion would not be silenced, it would be revealed. And the evidence? Time itself. Through centuries, Lucifer's lies took form. Pride turned to war, love twisted into control, freedom into chains. Every act of evil became proof of what rebellion really produces when it's separated from truth. And still, God waited. Not because he was absent, but because he was allowing truth to grow visible. Destruction would have been quick. Understanding required time. That's divine patience, the kind of strength that holds its hand when the world burns for justice. Lucifer's continued existence became the very evidence heaven needed. Each generation that rose, each heart that turned away, became part of the story unfolding. A testimony written in light and shadow. When the world asks why evil still exists, the answer isn't that God is silent. It's that he's letting truth finish its sentence. Because when he finally acts, there will be no doubt left. No question unasked. No claim unproven. Evil will collapse under its own lies, exposed for what it truly is, beautiful for a moment but empty forever. And yet, this story isn't just about Lucifer. It's about us. The same pride that began in him still whispers in human hearts. I don't need God. I'll decide what's right for me. Every time we say that, we echo the rebellion that began before time itself. But here's the miracle, the same patience God showed to Lucifer, he shows to us. He doesn't destroy us when we fall. He waits. He redeems. He gives us time to return. God's silence was never absence. It was mercy in disguise, mercy that protects freedom, even when freedom chooses wrong. If God had made all beings like machines, there would be no rebellion, no pain, but also no love. Because love that isn't chosen is just programming. So he gave creation the power to choose, and with that gift came risk. Lucifer misused it, but God never regretted giving it. Because forced loyalty isn't love, and control isn't truth. That's the heart of the divine paradox. Love is powerful enough to let you reject it, and patient enough to wait for your return. So when you ask, why didn't God just stop Lucifer? The real answer is this: because freedom itself is sacred. And even when it breaks his heart, he will not violate it. Lucifer's fall wasn't just a moment. It became the great demonstration of truth. He claimed he could bring light, but time showed only darkness. He promised freedom, but created chains. He promised wisdom, but produced madness. And through it all, God remained still, not silent in weakness, but confident in righteousness. Even now, the universe is gathering evidence. Every war, every act of cruelty, every echo of pride builds the case. Because when the final verdict is read, no one will question justice again. God's patience wasn't delay. It was strategy. It was the calm wisdom of a creator who doesn't just want obedience. He wants understanding. So maybe the real question isn't, why didn't God destroy Lucifer? Maybe it's this, what does his patience say about how he sees you? Because the same God who waited for heaven to understand is waiting for your heart to return.